Yo, what's good? Thank y'all for tuning in to the Triple A's podcast. I know I've been away for a little minute, but now I'm back. So let's get into this story. We got Darren Lee, used to be a former Super Bowl champion, used to play for Kansas City Chiefs. And he's 31 years old. He arrested in Harrison County, Tennessee. He played linebacker for Kansas City. So, it looks like he murdered his wife. So let's get into this article. All right. So former New York Jets linebacker Darren Lee has been charged with the murder on Thursday after the death of his girlfriend. So it's not his wife; it's his girlfriend. So Lee was arrested and taken into custody in Hamilton County, Tennessee, after deputies were called into a medical emergency where first responders were giving a woman CPR at a residence. Wow. The medical were unable to save her, and WTV. Yeah, so WTVC News Channel 9 reports that she had suffered a suspected stabbing wound as well as other injuries. The name of the woman who was Lee's girlfriend has not yet been released, and the local police said her death was being treated as a homicide. Lee was also charged with tampering with evidence. WTVC report that said there was evidence that blood has been cleaned from several areas around the home. Due to the conditions of the victim in the residence, Criminal Investigation Service detached responders found to indicate that the victim's death was the result of a homicide, the Hilton County Sheriff officer said in a statement. Lee was one of the best college football players in the country during that time. He played in Ohio State, and he got drafted by New York Jets in the overall 20 pick in 2016 NFL draft. Yeah, back in 2016 NFL draft with the Jets, and then he went on to play with the Kansas City Chiefs. Back in 2020, they won the Super Bowl, and then he never played in the Super Bowl, but he was on that roster. And then his final NFL appearance came in November 2020 for the Buffalo Bills. Lee is due in court on February 11th. He was also arrested in 2023 for the domestic violence and assault. So he had a good career, then he blew it all up. My condolences to the family. This is another example of what money, fame can do to a person. You can have your freedom, and you can also lose everything to be locked up. I don't condone anything that a man should never put his hand on a woman. You had a lot going for yourself, and now you throw it all away. All right, the NFL Super Bowl was trash. Both teams played terrible. Even though the Seahawks won, um, they were both playing scared. I already know the Seahawks was going to win the game regardless. But come on. Y'all ran the ball. Y'all chewed up clock. This Seattle now. They ran the ball. They chewed up clock. Then the first, the second, and the third quarter, they kicking up the field goals. Patriots offense was so terrible, they couldn't score into the last fourth quarter. You know what I mean? But their defense played good, but their offense was just terrible. It's like, man. And then my dumb ass batted on the game, and I lost all three of my bets. You know what I mean? All three of my bets. So I'm not betting no more on no fucking Super Bowl game no more. They just don't play. They play the understand that you gotta hold the ball sometime, or whatever. But you still supposed to give it to your key players. You know what I mean? And then Kenny Walker, you know what I mean? He basically was the whole team for the Seattle. You know what I mean? He ran the ball like over 100 something yards, and then Patriots, they couldn't much stop the dude, so they kept on doing the same thing. I mean, damn. You know what I mean? I was hoping to come up, you know, on a lot of money like everybody else. I think Drake lost $1 million. It's a couple more other stars lost some money, man. You know, like this is Super Bowl. Stop playing scared. You know, throw the ball. I understand you. Both teams got good defense. I understand that. You know what I mean? That's part of NFL. But I think the gambling shit, man, I think it's rigged because they know people betting on their favorite players to get the ball. You know what I mean? And these quarterbacks, they going out there, they not throwing the ball, they just running it. It's just a boring ass Super Bowl. This probably go down as the boring Super Bowl in history. Not mention the halftime performance was garbage. You know what I mean? The Bad Bunny, whatever, he probably do make good music, but I don't understand the Spanish shit. You know what I mean? And then only thing we noticed was Cardi B was there. That's it. So over the weekend, J. Cole released his album, The Fall Off, and to me, I think that's his best album. He topped his last album, which is Delete Later. I might delete later. That was a good album. Well, I won't count that as an album. I count that as a mixtape. But The Fall Off, Double Disc album. If you ain't got it, go ahead and pick it up. To me, like, if this was back in the days, I definitely give it a 5 mics. Cause you know, back in the days, you had the Source magazine. Used to pick up the Source magazine, and whoever dropped albums, they used to rank their album 1 to 5. So I give J. Cole album a 5, a perfect 5. I haven't been able to skip a track on there. He's a good storyteller, one of the greatest, and yeah, best album out now. We still waiting on Drake, a whole bunch of Kendrick Lamar, another album I heard, and yeah, man, came out this weekend. If you ain't got it, go pick it up. Then he also on tour. He's selling CDs on the back of his Honda. So the rapper Gorilla, her sister came out and put their business out there in public on social media, saying that she didn't help her mom pay for get a house, something like that, and then saying that she was poor. She was so bad hungry one day that she ate a roach. I don't know how true that is, but she's saying that she haven't spoke. Well, her mom haven't spoke to Gorilla in like over 4 years, and whole bunch of stuff. So it got to a point where the other sister and brothers were speaking, speaking on Gorilla. And my question is, if you get rich, your family still poor, is it your job to take care of your whole entire family because you rich? Or is it their job to, get their own money, stuff like that? But I heard Gorilla did help her mom out. So I'm guessing that the sister's mad because Gorilla's not giving her no money, and that could be the reason why she talking bad about her sister. Who knows? But my thing is, y'all about to stop putting like y'all personal business out there on the internet. The whole world don't need to hear what y'all going through. Y'all gotta work that out. You know what I mean? But it's sad that your family member going on social media spreading, just talking bad down on another family member, you know what I mean? Just because Gorilla got money, it doesn't, she not entitled to take care of, whoever in that family, you know what I mean? I'm pretty much sure that she gave them some money. Now, my thing is, I think they blowed that money. So when you hand poor people some money, they don't know how to spend that money. They'll blow it all at once. And then I think Gorilla told them, hey, y'all blow this money, y'all on your own. You know what I mean? So I think that was the case. That was the reason why her sister put Gorilla out there like that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the situation. Is her sister wrong for putting her business out there? Or is Gorilla wrong for not taking care of her family? Yo, thank y'all for tuning in to the Triple Ace podcast. I want to appreciate everybody for downloading my shit. Y'all, get me out there, you know what I mean? Y'all tell y'all friends about this podcast. Just tell your family members to download it, whatever you can to help me out. I appreciate it. And then, y'all let me know how y'all feel about these podcasts, you know what I mean? And I'll shout y'all out, you know what I mean? But I forgot what number we on, but I know we in season 2, I think. I forgot, I don't know. But y'all stick around, stay tuned for the next podcast. And, I'm hitting y'all with that heat, you know what I mean? I'm bringing y'all that heat. And I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Peace.